Under no circumstance should you be the one that's in charge of getting clothes done for anybody. What is happening, lovely people? Thank you so much for clicking on my video. It's Liza Live and welcome to my channel. Woo! So this is episode 4, and on this episode I've got something so exciting. It's all about the wedding party. Yay! Okay, so this is all very exciting, but let me tell you guys something. If I had to ever get married again, not that I ever will, God forbid, I would consider not having a wedding party. I hate when I have to talk about the sad aspect of the whole wedding planning process. The wedding party involves the bridesmaids, groomsmen, flower girl, page boy, or ring bearers, mother of the bride, father of the bride, all that kind of stuff. They all come together to become the wedding party. The bridal party, or should I say the bridesmaids, personally I feel like I had a lot of stress from that side, and majority of the stress was because I personally am that kind of person that thinks I can do everything by myself. I don't need help. I struggled to communicate myself, and as a result of that, certain things didn't go how I would have loved for them to go. From my personal experience growing up and what I've seen, I always thought bridal party, or should I say bridesmaids and groomsmen, are supposed to do certain things to the bride and groom, but it's very conflicting because a lot of people also have grown up where bridal party or bridesmaids and groomsmen don't do anything. You know, they're just there for the vibes and everything. So all over TikTok and other social media, people have had this debate about like bridesmaids are supposed to do this or the bride has to do that. It's just a lot of things, do you know what I'm saying? And I feel like if you have a friendship group and you're sure within yourself that you have no issues being assertive, you have no issues like communicating what you want, and you know you want that, like you really want that look, then absolutely go for it. Personally, I feel like the only reason it makes sense to have the wedding party, bridesmaids and groomsmen, is if you know that they will make your life easy. Do you know what I mean? Like they won't add to your stress. Nobody should add to your stress because you're going through so much already with wedding planning, so many issues that comes with wedding planning, and you need a team to help you alleviate some of your stress. It's not always that, okay, cool, this person is a bad person because they haven't been able to help you with whatever, because bear in mind that people have their lives. Do you get what I'm saying? So you can't really be expecting and demanding things. But there's also the argument of why be a part of the bridal party if you're not willing to sacrifice, because like you're really a bridesmaid or you're really a groomsman, like you're supposed to be there to help make their lives easier. This debate will probably never end and like I feel like it's really subjective to each individual person. I was watching this podcast and this girl that's about to get married was talking, and she was basically saying how she didn't need to ask anybody to be a bridesmaid or maid of honor or anything like that, because it's like they knew what to do. There's no point to give nobody a title because it's just messy, and you don't want to have arguments with your friends and lose your friends all because of one day that comes and goes. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a bit of a sticky one. It really is a bit of a sticky one, because how you feel during your wedding planning stage, it sticks with you and it's really hard to get rid of. And I would like to think that that's how bridesmaids also feel as well, like how a bride made them feel during the wedding planning process. It kind of sticks with them as well. So it's like you really need to pray hard and think hard about who you're inviting to be part of your bridesmaids, groomsmen, whatever else. Do you get what I'm saying? Think with your partner, why do you want a wedding party? There's been loads of weddings where people did not have a wedding party and it was still lit, because why do you need a wedding party? They only are there for vibes, and really and truly the rest of the guests are there for vibes as well. So if it's about your entrance, if it's about, you know, the after party, whatever it is, if it's really just the only reason why you're doing it, you might want to rethink it, because so many people that are there to enjoy with you and celebrate you and have fun with you. You don't necessarily need a title for somebody to be behind you to do all of that. Do you get what I'm saying? If I was getting married again, I would absolutely take that bit out, just for my own peace, and also because I decided to do all the extra stuff that comes with it, and it ended up costing me a lot of money that I could have used to make my life easier in other aspects of the wedding, if that makes sense. No issues or problems with my friends, love them, but in hindsight, like, if I really was to advise anybody to cut costs on anything, it probably would be that would be one of the things. I absolutely had the best time on my wedding day, but it's just like the process leading up to there, and also some of the stuff that happened afterwards, some of the things that I learned afterwards, it's just like really painful. And it's like, for me, I feel like all that could have been avoided. But that's my personal experience. So in hindsight, what I will say to you that is in this situation at the moment, think really hard why you want bridesmaids or groomsmen, and make sure that the reason makes absolute sense. It can't be just for fun. Like, no, it's the stress is too much, it's not worth it. And if you're like me and you want to do all the extra bits, you know, like you want to get your bridesmaids robes, you want to get them gifts, you want to get them, like, it's a lot of things that you want to do. And then it's like, if you're doing all of that, it all adds up, and it's additional costs that can be avoided. Certain people who don't get that kind of treatment as well might see to it as, oh, so are we not worth, you know, all that extra stuff? Like, do you know what I mean? And an example is, my partner and I, we came together and we did like a proposal for the bridal party. We asked the groomsmen and bridesmaids to be our groomsmen and bridesmaids over a meal. We gave them gifts and we discussed, you know, expectations and stuff like that. All that is money, just additional added pressure and stress that you can avoid if you don't want to. However, if you're really sure within yourself and you know what you want to do, then I'm so excited for you. What I will say is, be very assertive, be very clear on what it is that you want to do. Don't be like me and think people will know what I want. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to be assertive, you need to speak up and be clear exactly what you want people to do. Another thing that I didn't do was, I kind of just left it off. In hindsight, what I will advise anybody to do is, if you're having a bridal party, especially if you're having more than 2 people, you need to give them a clear list of what you expect of them to do and what they are in charge of. It will probably be them being in charge of like sorting out their hair, makeup and outfits and stuff like that. Make sure that you plan that properly. There's also other people who do have the bridal party or bridesmaids and groomsmen, but what they end up doing is just saying to them, oh look, buy a green dress, buy a blue dress, buy this color dress, and then on the day just show up. That could be another way of incorporating your close ones without making it too stressful and difficult for yourself. Some of the mistakes that I made, as I said, was not communicating properly what I expected of each person individually, expecting people to think of what I would do for them and just do it, rather than voicing it and like getting people to do it. Oh, I don't want to be that person that's disturbing anybody, blah blah blah. But it's like, you would do it for your friends, so ask if you need help. Anyone that's truly your friend will be happy to be there for you. Make sure you're very clear and you voice your expectations to your bridal party. Please learn from my mistakes. Under no circumstance should you be the one that's in charge of getting clothes done for anybody. I'm from Ghana. I only have one Ghanaian friend. The rest of my bridesmaids were all not from Ghana, and so for me, I had this bright idea that I can get a dress done in Ghana for a cheaper price than the cost of, you know, bridesmaid dresses online here in the UK. And mate, if you've seen the cost of bridesmaids dresses online, like you get what I mean. So I was like, I'm gonna get these dresses done in Ghana for the fraction of the price. This is where I went wrong. All I'm gonna say is, if you are ever in a position where you feel like you want people to, you know, get their dresses done, then what you should probably do is get the material and give it to them and get them to sort it out themselves with their own, you know, individual tailors, seamstresses, designers, whatever. Don't ever be that person that takes it all upon yourself to get it done. The issue is not everybody is understanding enough to be like, okay, cool, if this is not going well, it's not about me, let's see how we can make things work. Some people are like, yeah, it's my dress, I want it a certain way, and it's just too much stress, like, which is fair enough. Like, if somebody's paying for a dress, then I hear it if they want it a certain way. It's not worth that kind of stress because you already have so much on your head top. You don't need that additional stress, please. Not everybody is merciful. Not everybody is understanding. Don't add that to your stress, please. Don't take that extra baggage on top of your head. When the dresses now come, the dresses might be fine. When it comes, they might not fit properly, and now that's stress because you recommended this person and now the dresses don't fit, and now it's like, okay, cool, are you the one that's gonna pay for it to get fixed? Are you the one that's... It's just a whole lot of stress, additional stress. You don't need it. I really pray that you find friends and family members, because some people are fortunate enough to have like sisters, so then they can be a part of the bridal party, wedding party, and it's brilliant. All the ones that were really there for me, I'm forever grateful for you. But what I will say is, please think hard before you choose who you choose. Please don't just go by who you've known for the longest. Don't just go by who you think looks a certain way aesthetically. Go for who is ready and willing to help and serve. Go for who is willing, if it comes to it, put their stuff on hold to make sure that you're good. That is what a true bridesmaid will do. Like, they will literally, the people that are willing to be maids on the day to make sure that you're happy, that's what you need. For the man them, for the grooms, it's literally the exact same thing. Pick people who are able to sacrifice what they need to sacrifice to make sure that when push comes to shove, they are there. If things didn't go right, they're able to step forward and make sure that you're good most of the time without even you knowing about it until after the wedding. You need people that aren't gonna be questioning you, asking questions like, oh, why does this have to be done, or this, or da da da. Like, you need people that are yes men, basically. Not yes men, but that are willing to be yes men on your special day. Do you get what I'm saying? Everybody knows that the bride and groom go through it, and it's a lot. You need people that in everything that they do, they're prioritizing making sure that you're okay as the bride and groom. And I feel like that's the best way you can decide, you know, who gets to be your wedding party. Like, the same way it's an honor for the bride to have you as a bridesmaid or groomsman, it's also an honor for you to be part of the bridal party. Do you get what I mean? Because the bride and groom can also choose so many different people, but they choose you. So it's like, make it worth their while. Yeah, I don't want to make anybody feel some type of way about, you know, like choosing who's going to follow them on their day. And so I'm just gonna leave it here and say I wish you all the best with choosing who your people are gonna be. And if you are gonna go all the way and do what we did and have a proposal and have, you know, all the big things, all the shebang, it's absolutely worth it if you're doing it for the right people. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in my next video. Happy wedding planning. Mwah. Bye.